Welcome back to Crunch Time, where we're in the kitchen talking kitchen science. And today it's all about emulsification. Now we've got some dressing and some mayonnaise, and we're going to show you the difference. The key that I want you to remember is oil and water, they don't mix. So over here we've got the ingredients. Scarlett, what is that? Give it a whiff.
What is it?
Soy Give it a sauce? Sniff. What does that smell like?
Soy sauce?
Close.
It looks
Lilia?
like soy sauce,
It
that's
does
for
definitely
sure.
look like soy sauce. Lilia, do you want to give that a sniff? I'll give you a clue. It goes in a vinaigrette.
Dried soy sauce.
Oh, I don't know.
You want to phone a friend over there? Nick, what do you think?
Well,
This is
Alice,
a
I
tricky
know.
one.
Yep, soy sauce.
It is, in fact, balsamic vinegar.
balsamic.
So that's the acidity. We're going to add that into this bowl here. And then we're going to add some Dijon mustard. Give that a whiff. How do you feel about mustard? No? You want to mustard some courage and get that in there? Brilliant. Just a little bit, not too much. Now, Dijon mustard is lovely in vinaigrette. And then we're going to add the oil and see what happens. Brilliant. Pour the oil in, just get it all in there and let's see what happens.
From a height, it helps with the emulsification.
Absolutely.
And while, yeah.
Check that out. If you look really closely, what you can see, what's happening with the oil and the vinegar? Scarlett?
It's separating?
It's separating, exactly, because the oil is actually lighter, believe it or not, than the balsamic vinegar. So it's rising to the top and they're not combining. If you give them a whisk, you want to whisk that in there. Whisky business. Give it a nice whisk, keep going. There we go. And what you're doing there is you're emulsifying it together. Keep whisking, nice and hard. Yep, whisk, whisk, whisk. And you can see that the molecules are combining now. They're joining together. That's a lovely little vinaigrette that you've created. We might call that a balsamic vinaigrette. Lovely, lovely. And if you leave that on the bench, so let's say you're making a salad, you make that, 5-10 minutes later, all you've got is you're back to square one, right there again. Have a look at that jar. That one is one we prepared earlier, and it's once again separated. So how do we keep that from happening? What can we add to emulsify and keep them together?
I know, Alice, I know. You shake it.
You do shake it, absolutely. You can shake it up, and that's a great way of making dressing. Definitely, you can pop a marble in there. Check that out. Nice brown goop. Perfect work. But if you left that again, let's leave that and see what happens to it by the end of the segment. It's going to separate again because the oil and the water don't mix. So what we're going to add to the equation are these guys. What is this?
Eggs.
Excellent, exactly. Now, who wants to crack this one? Scarlett? Excellent, give it a crack. A fine sound. We're going to, great, good.
Cracking, good job.
Excellent, okay, yep, that was a cracker. And because we want to keep them separate, we want to separate the egg and the yolk, all I'm going to do is scoop that out using the shell.
Why are
And
you
that goes in
separating the egg and the yolk? It sounds like you want to bring more equality, bring them all together, and yet there's more separation.
Yeah, that's an excellent question. And the reason why is because we're making an egg yolk mayonnaise. You can make whole egg mayo, but we want to make it with this because this is pure fat and protein. And that is what's going to keep the oil and the water emulsified together. So we're going to crack this one. How do you feel about separating this egg, Lilia?
Don't.
You don't. You don't. Let's give it a go. See what happens. So give it a crack. Let me know if you want me to help you. And then, okay, good. Caught some of the white. Okay, terrific. And then, you know what? We'll leave some of the white in there. Oh no, let's try and get some of it out. Good, brilliant. Doing it
science.
live. All right, there we go. Wonderful. Okay, now we've got the egg yolk in there. We're gonna add a bit of that same ingredient. What is this?
Mustard.
Soy sauce? Oh, no, sorry.
Mustard.
Really confused.
And in the case of mayo, this is similar. Give it a whiff. Tell me what you think this family belongs to. A cousin of something else you've smelt today.
Soy sauce.
Very close to soy sauce. Tell you what.
Don't know.
Well, this one is the vinegar, and this is white wine vinegar because in mayo we want it to stay nice and light and white. So we're going to combine those ingredients, so the acidity, the oil and the mayo, just like that until it's fully combined. There we go. And then we're going to add just a little bit of oil, just a little bit. You don't want to add it too quickly. You can see we've got the well there, so we can use one hand. Lilia, I want you to add a little bit more oil now. Great, just that little bit. Excellent, keep going, keep going. Now, the way that this works, check it out.
It's already hardening.
Yeah, absolutely. So the more you add, the thicker it gets, and the more that you... Oops, sorry. That's why we wear aprons and goggles in the science lab. So the more that you add, the thicker it gets, to a point where it kind of becomes, look at that thickness, a really viscous kind of thickness, to a point, if you want to keep shaking this one, where I could actually hold that over Lilia's head and it wouldn't move.
Oh, can I try that with you,
mayo.
Alice? Is that proven science?
Now, if you probably not with that
probably
one,
not
Nick.
yet? Okay.
Now,
Oh.
if you were a
testing.
non-believer with this one, if you thought, oh, no way, they're not going to separate, check out that dressing that we made at the start of the show. You can see there what's happened. Lilia, what do you reckon?
Separated.
It's separated, exactly. It's separated out, and that mayo has been sitting there for way longer than the start of the segment, and it's still together, and it's all in the egg yolk. Now, if you want more exciting tips about this little science experiment and many others, head to our website. Oh, yeah.
Nice. I'm not sure if the science experiment continues with soy sauce. We'll find that out later in the show, I'm sure.
Oh, yes.
Until then, we'll see you soon. Nice work, guys. Look at that.
Well
Tip it on my head,
done.
Alice. I want to see if it's...